Good morning. We're live. I think it's the 3rd of February, but it is 2019. I'm going to sort the thumbnail out on this video at some point later on today, so it's not going to be just me with my eyes peeking at the bottom of the screen. But on to the subject at hand. I want to find out why it's frozen. I want to find out, how would you vote? And sorry for having the screen here. I was actually going to put it on the phone holder, but the phone holder doesn't want to stick to the window. Very annoying. But I want to find out, how would you vote if given the opportunity for a second referendum on Brexit? How would you vote? Would you vote to leave still, or would you vote to remain? How would you vote? I'm very interested in this, and also because I do try and pay attention to the news. How would you want to go about it? You know, would you like to vote in or out? And then if the vote if the vote turned out that we wanted to leave still, would you then want another vote of leave with a deal or leave without a deal? That's pretty much what everyone's whinging about at the moment, isn't it? It's like we wasn't given the opportunity to vote for what we wanted. But majority of those arguments are coming from people that wanted to remain, and they're trying to make it sound like people who wanted to leave didn't know what they wanted. I know what I voted for when I voted to leave. I know what the implications are. I know what the consequences would have been. And there's an accident right there. Oh dear. You know, so I knew what was going to happen. So if I was given the opportunity to vote again, I would vote to leave. And then if it turns out that I get a second vote based on that vote of how would I like to leave, with a deal or without a deal, well, it all depends on what the deal is, because I don't care whether we have a deal or not. I voted to leave. Leave means leave. You know, things will get difficult and will be difficult for the country for 5 to 10 years. That I'm accepting. But you have to think bigger picture. 5 years is a short amount of time. Even 10 years is a short amount of time when you think about the bigger picture. I think we'd be much better off away from the European Union. Personal opinion. Again, you know, I could be wrong about this entire thing. I could be. You know, I never ever claim that I know everything or that I'm right about everything. You know, but I can only tell you my opinion. It's my real talk. You know, I don't bullshit when I speak my mind. So I believe that we would be much better off away from the European Union, because I believe that within the next 10 years or so, the European Union won't be a European Union of countries. It will be the United States of Europe. I believe it will become one humongous country, with every independent nation becoming a state of said country. Now, I've said this before. I've also heard it on a ridiculous channel called Apex TV, with this time traveller called Noah, who I've debunked. Check out the videos on the in the video list. I debunked this guy, but this guy claims to have been from the future. He says that there's going to be one massive European country, with all the European individual countries becoming states. Now, for as much as bollocks as I think this guy is talking about being a time traveller, I have to say, everything he's said has been a very good, educated guess. The kid is clearly paying attention to what's on the news. So in that respect, I don't believe he's far from the truth. I mean, if in the 1 in a million chance this guy is a real time traveller and my debunking of him was crap, then whatever. But I believe within 10 years there will be one European army, one European country, and every independent nation in the European Union currently will become a state of the EU. And I don't want to be a part of that. That's why I voted to leave. I don't want to be bullied by any other nation into staying part of a club which doesn't give us any sort of respect. Because the European Union doesn't. All the European Union wants is money. That's all they want, is money. That's all it is. And in return, they give some trade deals back. Big deal. The world doesn't revolve around trade, unfortunately. A lot of people say it does. The world revolves around trade, blah, 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 blah. It does not. It does not. The European Union, as far as I'm concerned, are bullies. Because the second we invoked Article 50, which was basically the 2-year frame in which we can leave, the European Union said to every other European nation, you are not allowed to make independent trade deals with the United Kingdom. And to me, that's bullying. That's throwing your weight around. That's not fair. That's not right. It shouldn't happen. These are independent nations being told what to do by bullies. And I don't like bullies. For me, the European Union is a bully. Again, why I wanted to leave. But I knew this before the vote. I knew this before the vote. I knew how much of a bully the European Union was long before the referendum. Again, why I voted to leave. You know, we're the second big, we are still, until we leave. Look at this idiot, look. This icy roads and idiots driving, you know, let them do it. We are still the second biggest contributor financially to the EU. You know, for what reason? Where does that money go? Where does it go? You can't tell me it all goes on trade deals. It can't. It's impossible. It goes to trying to fund a European army. That's where it goes. And would I vote again? Let's get back to the crux of it. With Brexit, would I vote again? Yes, I would. Would I still vote to leave, knowing what I know now? Yes, I would. Even more so, in big, thick, capital letters, I'd write on it. No, that would spoil it, really, wouldn't it? But no, I would vote to leave. If you are a Remainer, tell me why you would remain. Honestly, tell me why you would remain. If you are someone who is on the fence and didn't know either way, again, let me know in the comments below. Try and tell me why you think it's good to stay and good to leave. You see, if you don't want to vote, if we were given a second chance, again, let me know why you wouldn't vote again. But if you are a Remainer, and a hardcore Remainer, let me know why. Because it's your argument I want to find out the most as to why you want to remain in the European Union. I really, really am interested. I really am. Because I can't fathom why you would want your identity taken away from you. I can't understand why you would want your independence. Let me put that back. Why you would want your independence, your nationality, your identity as a British man or woman stripped away from you by the European Union. You know, because believe it or not, if we were to stay in the EU, if Article 50 was revoked and Brexit was stopped and the European Union said, well, we'll take you back under these conditions. I guarantee one of these conditions would be, Britain, you must join the Euro. I'm telling you, why would you want to join that failing currency? It's a currency doomed to fail. It has absolutely wrecked countries. It has absolutely destroyed countries financially. Why would you want that for yourself? You see? I mean, the pound is marginally stronger than the euro at the moment. And I think the pound will always be stronger than the euro. Even if it's by a penny, it will always be stronger than the euro. I will read comments in a minute. I promise you I will. Obviously I can't at the moment because I'm driving. But it's a difficult thing. It really is. I don't want to be part of a currency where the exchange rate obviously will change. The cost of living in this country will be the same, if not get more expensive. You know, my wages are not going to go up. So let's just say hypothetically, with 7 days of working, you know, that's with overtime, blah blah blah, I would normally clear, let's just say £700. You know, in euros I'd be clearing about 650 euros respectively. You know, and the cost of living isn't going to go down. The cost of living is still going to be the same. So you talk about me losing money by leaving the European Union. If we were to stay in the European Union and they forced the euro upon us, we'd all become poorer by default. That's what would happen. You see, I can go into Tesco's and buy a loaf of bread for 99p, you know, or a pound for a best of both, or 50-50, you know, €1.20, I can only assume, and my wages would go down, so it would be literally me forking it out even more for a loaf of bread. How would you vote if you were given the chance again? How would you vote? And would you want two different votes? Would you want to be asked to remain or stay? And if you voted to not remain or stay, sorry, if you were given the choice to remain or leave, and if you voted leave, to be given a second vote after that directly, how would you like to leave, with a deal or without a deal? Would you want to leave with a deal? Because the way I see it is, no matter what deal we end up with, we are still giving money to the EU. Listen to what Theresa May's plan was for the Chequers Agreement. You see, she said no more vast sums of money to the EU. She never said no more sums of money at all. She said no more vast sums, which means we'd still be paying the European Union, and that would be to accept a trade deal. Again, I understand where she's coming from, I get that, but that still means we are in the pocket of the European Union, hence the reason why her deal was shit. You see, people didn't vote to stay a little bit, we voted to leave. You know, personal opinion here, I don't care either way whether or not we get a deal. I really don't. In fact, the way I see it is we've been screwed over by the EU so much over the years, and are still being screwed over by the EU, that I think we should leave with no deal. And this divorce settlement, we can actually say to them, well, you know, go fuck. You know, you want £39 billion from us as a divorce settlement. You know, how about this? If you charge us a divorce settlement, we will charge you that exact sum every single year to fish our waters. You see, that divorce fee is literally a fee to leave that can be paid over a number of years. You know, we're not going to struggle too much financially as a nation by paying the divorce fee. I just don't believe in paying it full stop. You know, we weren't getting a good deal from the EU, hence why people wanted to leave. We weren't being treated fairly by the EU, hence why people wanted to leave. We voted to leave. If this was If this was a mobile phone contract or a TV contract with Sky or Virgin and you weren't getting what you were paying for, you would be well within your rights to leave without paying a fee because you're not getting what you're paying for. You see, you're not happy with your products and service, you get to leave with no strings attached. You see, that's just the way that works. And the people have voted to leave because we weren't happy with the deal we were getting. You see, that's why people wanted to leave. So why should we pay a divorce settlement? Why? I don't believe we should. I think it's disgusting the fact that we are even considering paying a divorce fee to the European Union. So this is my proposal. If we are made to pay that ridiculous 39 billion, then every single year after we leave, we charge the European Union exactly 39 billion to fish in our waters. Let me say that again. Our waters. Not theirs, ours. Our territory. Fishing in our territory. You want us to pay a divorce fee, we'll charge you to fish our waters. So, that's what I think of that. So, let's have a read of some of these comments. As you probably know, I would vote to remain, pal. Oh, wow. You're not walking today. No, I'm not walking today. Liam Bleasdale, I agree with you. We should follow our laws and not had anything to do with European laws. That's my opinion. Very true. If we join the euro, then the prices would go up in stores. Yes, they would. I've been saying this for ages. I'm terrified the Tory party would really treat the disabled like shit. While I think we had some protection under Europe. No, I don't think so. I think the Tory party would treat people like shit. As much as I hate Jeremy Corbyn, I think you would get a better deal under Labour, to be fair. The money should go to the NHS and homeless and emergency services than the EU. Good morning, RPG dude. I voted what I voted last time. Okay, that's fine. That's entirely your decision. But I want to know why. Why would you vote what you voted the last time? Did you vote to remain or leave? I don't know. Let me sort this steering wheel out so I can put this down here. Right. I voted to leave. I voted to leave because I'm sick of being bullied by the European Union. It is a fact. That is what is happening. That's what's always happened, is we've been bullied by the EU. That's why I voted to leave. It has nothing to do, a lot of the time people say, oh, it's because you're racist, you voted to leave for immigration. Not at all. Me voting to leave had nothing to do with immigration. In fact, I like immigration. Good, healthy immigration is a fantastic thing. It's illegal immigration which needs to be clamped down on. My personal opinion. Would I vote to leave again? Yes, I would. If I was given a choice after that to leave with a deal or without a deal, I'd like to leave without a deal. I don't want to pay the European Union any more money. RPG dude, I'm all right. I've got a bit of a cold. I don't know if you can tell. So there we go. So I'm back to Chris's Real Talk. I went to Chris the bus driver for a little while, but you know, popular demand, supply and demand and all that. Go ahead, I work for them. You know, I'm not going to state the company I work for. It's a pointless thing to do. They look after me and I look after them. I know you work because your logo. That's okay. I don't mind if you know where I work. You know, they look after me and I look after them. Morning, Chris. What car do I drive? I drive a Nissan Qashqai. Ross, I hope my cold goes away soon as well. To be fair, whenever I get a cold, it doesn't last very long. I will get over it very soon. Just to let everyone know that I'm slowly breaching that 700 sub mark, and thank you so much for following my channel, for being patient with me, because I do talk a lot and I talk a lot of rubbish as well, but I talk things that are on my mind, and this is a venting platform for me. And I just want to say to everyone, thank you very much for sticking with me for so long and following my channel. I had a cold that forced me to stay up all night. I'm sorry, Yvonne. I hope you are feeling better. Obviously earn too much money. No, I don't earn too much money. I'm actually trying to change this car to one that's actually cheaper, because I have a diesel after we were told buy a diesel by the government, and now I have to get a petrol. What part are you due today? I don't get that, sorry mate. I don't know what you mean by what part. I'll always follow you, pal. Cheers, Ross. That means a lot to me. It really does. It really does. So I start work at about 9 o'clock. I had a good breakfast this morning. Let me cover this logo up. I'm going to do myself a mischief. So I had a good breakfast this morning. I had a good British stew. I'm feeling a bit better, but I'm tired from lack of sleep. So what you need to do is stay awake. Get your second wind. Don't go to sleep. It'd be a waste of a day. Go to sleep. Yeah, Sadiq hates diesel. Yes, Sadiq Khan does hate diesel cars. Bearing in mind, we were all told, buy a diesel car because they're cleaner. This car that I've got at the moment has start-stop. It stops, the engine stops when I stop the car at traffic lights and God knows what. It is clean enough to pay £30 a year road tax. You know, it's a clean diesel engine, and yet I'd get penalised for driving that. And we were told to buy a diesel. Now I have to buy a petrol. But I'm going to leave it a year because the ultra low emission zone doesn't affect me until it extends out to the North and South Circular. So thank you, Sadiq Khan. That means a lot to me. How would you vote? If you could vote again for Brexit, would you vote to stay or would you vote to go? How would you vote? Please let me know. If the government turned around and said, right, do you know what? We'll have a second referendum. How would you do it? Would you vote to leave or stay? And if you did vote to leave, would you want to leave with a deal or without a deal? How would... In fact, I've got a better idea. Tell me what you think would be a good deal. Excellent, yes. What would be a good deal for you? If you could leave the European Union with a deal that benefited you, what would that deal be? Tell me what your deal would be. Anyway, 23 minutes and 3 seconds into this, I am going. I've got plenty to do still at work, and I want everyone to have an absolutely wonderful day. Take it easy.